Well, hello, dear citizen. And hello, ladies and gentlemen. So let's see what we got. Yeah, life is just one thing next to another. But let's see. Tobey Maguire's future appearance in Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars. I would not have any idea. The only thing I could actually say is we get to see what happens. Because now, since we decided to change the timeline, there's only two questions. Question one: since you changed the timeline for Green Goblin, for Otto Octavius, and for Flint Marko, what exactly does that mean? Because one hand, it could just be the fact of where it's like for Toby, for the one that we've seen, the one that we know, and he came back and got stabbed by Green Goblin. Who knows? Maybe perhaps he did not feel the effects of what happened in No Way Home. However, if he did, that means that Norman Osborn, the Green Goblin, is no more. We have no idea when they pulled the Green Goblin from. I think they pulled him maybe before even they might have pulled him away from him going to Aunt May and blowing up the house. So that's the good news, that insurance wasn't part of it and she could sell it for even more money. I think. It was like, we got to figure out, when did the Green Goblin even come from? Could he have came when he was about to do something in the parade? If he did that, that means that all of the board of directors of Oscorp did not die. So none of that happened, and we don't know. That's the thing, is that we don't know when he came. And I doubt he actually came when it came. We have no idea if he actually came from when he was about to abduct Mary Jane. We don't know. All I can say is that maybe, just maybe, he was taken before he went against Aunt May. Maybe even before the parade. We don't know. We have no idea when he got it. But sadly, for Otto Octavius, the messed up part is that we know where he came. He actually would still be sacrificing his life to destroy the, what was it? I forgot what was the name of the element, but I think he still dies, sadly. So he might actually still die in this, which, that's the sad part, where it's like, save everyone. It's like, save everyone, cure everyone, but you don't save them from their fate. That's the messed up part. For Flint Marko, since now he's normal, he doesn't have any sand powers, I would say that perhaps he did do some good in the world, but now he's a normal man, and you know what that means? He's going back to jail as soon as they find him. He's going back to jail. So the only difference is that Harry did not lose his father. He's not going to be New Goblin, which means for Spider-Man 3, things will already become different, where it's like Harry and Peter will have still a good friendship. We don't know what happens in the love triangle with Mary Jane. Pretty sure nothing will happen now. He wouldn't cause them to have a massive breakup in Spider-Man 3. I'm pretty sure the Black Suit will still do some messed up stuff, but we don't know. But considering Harry was in the issue of where it caused the breakup and stuff, that means the Black Suit would have some less damage. The symbiote would have less damage to do in Spider-Man 3, which is good. But it could have done something different. We don't know. But as for Sandman, again, I'm pretty sure he actually did that after. That was beyond Spider-Man 3. So that's the good news for him. Nothing changed to where it's like it's only just Venom against Spider-Man. But that means something very interesting will happen. That would mean one thing that's kind of cool, where I'm like, ooh, I would love to see this. So let's say that Norman Osborn is able to not be at all charged of his crimes, that they don't know that Green Goblin did any of this. And Green Goblin was not really a threat. Let's say that. So if that's true, then they could easily do the interesting part of where now we get Norman Osborn, Harry Osborn, and Spider-Man, all three going against Venom and Sandman. I kind of want to see that. I kind of do want to see that. Yeah, but here's the next kicker, though. So let's say again, Norman Osborn didn't get killed. Let's say that he didn't get killed because it seemed like he wasn't at the part of where he was doing everything. Noticed that his costume wasn't dusty. Notice wasn't even at the last fight he was disappeared. No, so that means that it was earlier. Note that, was it selenium? I don't think it was selenium. It was called something else. But if he has to do something, Dr. Rock has to do something to get Harry to give him the last element. But now since you have Harry and Norman Osborn, the interesting part now is like, how does this play out? So does that mean that he doesn't actually kidnap Spider-Man, knock him out and stuff? That means the subway scene never happened in Spider-Man 2? That means that perhaps instead what he does is kidnap Norman Osborn and said, listen, Harry, if you want to have your father back, or vice versa. Which is like, then doesn't that mean that you just screwed up anyways? Because it's like, well then, if it's either Harry has to do it for us, for Dr. Ock, give him the selenium, I don't think it's called selenium, but give him that piece for his father, or vice versa. I think the vice versa part is that then that means that Norman Osborn's like, I gotta save my son, so I'm going to douse myself with the freaking serum again, and I'm Green Goblin once more, and now it's Green Goblin versus Dr. Ock. He's trying to save his son. And Spider-Man's there too, which I'm pretty sure is like a big uh-oh, but it's kind of funny where it's like, Peter would not understand that Norman Osborn got cured. I don't think he would know that Norman Osborn was the Green Goblin. It just gets to a messed up thing of where everything's unraveled now since you cured them. It just equals to where it's like, Aunt May's an idiot. I wish I don't have to say that, but Aunt May is extremely an idiot because it's like, you caused a lot of muddy stuff. If all of them died, then why cure them? The only one that you could cure is basically Sandman. I guess Sandman definitely is saved. Lizard is saved too, but Lizard doesn't really need to be saved. But however, that's an interesting question for another day of when did the Lizard come? Where did the Lizard come from? And does that mean that there wouldn't be any killings, which means that for Andrew Garfield, for that Spider-Man, that means that Gwen Stacy wouldn't die because Captain Stacy would still be alive, which means he has no regret or anything that, we don't know. That's the sad part. We don't know. This is a very messy situation that you caused just now. As for Electro, the good news is that he's always been alive. I have to kick to where it's like, remember the MTV Spider-Man? The one where we had Electro. Electro lost his physical form and now he has only his electrical waveform. That's what happened to Electro. Electro did not die in Amazing Spider-Man 2. He just became electrical. And that's why he was able to reconstitute his body, because he didn't know how to do it, but thanks to the different world, the different universe, he was able to reconstitute himself because good for him. He got lucky. Yeah, he got lucky, but never do that again, dude. Don't do it again. It's like he didn't mean to do it in the first place. It was someone else who caused him to fall into an ill vat in the first place. It's like, yeah, true. But besides this, I would just say that it's just some interesting stuff. Who knows what could happen? Not sure if, they're going to rehash Venom and it's like, oh no, Toby has to deal with the Venom symbiote yet again. And it's like, would they do that? I'm pretty sure they might do that since everyone kind of likes it. They might do that. And let's see. Spider-Man 4. It won't be the same Spider-Man 4 that we've seen. It's like, yep, you can't do it now. Even though I was pushing for the idea of, why don't you just make it animated? Make an animated version of Spider-Man 4. It wouldn't be that bad. You could do it. And you could just make it a special episode, because they're able to make special episodes of shows if they're an hour long. So hour long animated shows can be made of Spider-Man, and that's what they could do. So they make it 1 hour and 30 minutes. You can bring the Spider-Man 4 that was talked about, and you can bring everyone back. Because, well, notice, Tobey Maguire, oh yeah, James Franco's dead. Kirsten Dunst, all of them did voice acting work on the video games. That means that they're able to actually do it for animation purposes as well. But the good news is that we have the Batman writer, and he's cool with working with Sam Raimi. They could actually write a Spider-Man 4 script for this new version of Spider-Man. Even though, personally, I would like to just see what Sam Raimi wanted to do for Spider-Man 4 and 5 in animated form. It's like, yeah, I would love to see animated form, but it's like, then it's kind of messed up, where it's like, he doesn't mention the other people. It's like, yeah, he doesn't mention the other ones. Yeah, he doesn't mention Mysterio. He doesn't mention Vulture. He doesn't mention the other one that he goes against. He doesn't mention Black Cat. It's like, that sucks. It's like, yeah, well, he did mix up the part of where his best friend tried to kill him and stuff. He didn't even put it like, if my best friend tried to kill me, but then after that, he risked his life to save me. Just like his dad. Circle. Something like that. But personally, I think it would be interesting no matter what happens. I would be overjoyed to just see what they'll do. I'm going to web out too. So what do you guys think about this? Peace.